Thank goodness for Bitcoiners, we saw that China news yesterday, which was great for risk on assets, and Bitcoin went back above. Things are going to keep going today, at least for now. Bitcoin is unique because it is easy to understand and use. There's no limit to who can join. No matter how much they know about crypto or how new they are to it. Guess who is watching us now? Robert Kiyosaki is the author of the best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad. We'd also like to use this chance to thank everyone who put their trust in us. The best part is that it's free. And we read all of them. If you sign up now, you'll get all the new information for free. Stay ahead of the trends instead of just following them. Sign up for Bitcoin Bubble right now and enjoy the new edge. Let's talk about Bitcoin and other things in this movie. Bring up the return on the 10-year note right now. We could see that it had been going up since the Fed lowered interest rates. An awful lot of people don't understand this. Why? Did the 10-year rise make the Fed decide to lower rates? It's pretty easy to say. Investors and analysts thought that a 50 basis point cut would make the future economy stronger. This is because the future economy is not the economy right now. Because of this, interest rates are priced out. If you look at the 10-year yield, keep in mind that it doesn't really show you the Fed funds rate. Instead, it shows you where interest rates will be in the future. That is 12 months from now. So the Fed's actions are seen as more bold because they are thought to help the economy stay strong. This means that future yields will be higher. But when inflation goes down like it is, yields will finally go down, and I still think the economy will start to get worse. As you can see from this chart, I have a beautiful goal for where I think the 10-year yields will bottom out in the next year or maybe even sooner. You can also see that you had a wedge pattern. I should say it broke out or broke down. Consolidation is where we're going in the long run. You can see that this trend line and this trend line are coming together at 3.2%. Remember that the level will be more important when more than one trend line converges. It's fine if you only have one trend line. There are pretty good odds in your favor, but the level is even more important when you see two trend lines coming together or a Fibonacci calculation in that range. Okay, so just keep that in mind at all times. Let's quickly talk about Bitcoin now. Yesterday, Bitcoin went back above the 200-day moving average at the end of the day. If we look at our 200-day moving average, that was a big move yesterday. This shows how price kept pounding away at it. We closed above it. I believe it was Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we closed below it. We thought it wasn't a good sign that the bulls didn't grab the bull by the horns and tear it up. After that, though, yesterday Bitcoiners saw that China news, which was great for risk on assets, and Bitcoin went back above. Still going strong today, at least for now, which makes a move up to the 68,000 level more likely. Again, 68,000 should be a pretty big support level since the trend line has been hit once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times. Again, you should be ready for a hit of that, a slowdown. As long as this pivot line stays in place and price doesn't fall below it. So I'll keep you guys up to date throughout the day. Also, for members of my Smart Money crypto service, we'll go over these charts on the cryptocurrency later today. BlackRock, which is the biggest asset manager in the world, bought $388.19 million worth of Bitcoin this week. The hedge fund now has 362,193 BTC, which is worth $23.79 billion. This is more than rivals like Grayscale. Arkham Intelligence says that BlackRock has bought $388.19 million worth of Bitcoin for its IBIT Spot ETF in the last 4 days. This is more than any other ETF maker has sold in the last 3 weeks. BlackRock has 362,193 BTC in its portfolio, which is more than 100,000 BTC more than its closest rival, Grayscale. The head of digital assets at BlackRock made it clear that the company sees Bitcoin as an autonomous, non-sovereign asset. This means that the company sees it more like digital gold than a tech stock. BlackRock is interested in more than just Bitcoin. The company just released a spot Ethereum ETF and is slowly building up its Ethereum portfolio, even though Ethereum isn't as popular as Bitcoin. BlackRock's large Bitcoin purchases show that more and more institutions are interested in cryptocurrencies as a safe, independent asset, which makes their place in global finance even more secure. Let's take a quick look at gold and see what it's doing today. Gold is actually flat or even going down. So you can see that the dollar was going down, but gold isn't going up right now. Now, gold usually does go up when the dollar goes down. It's not going to happen today yet. This huge trend line is a part of that. Gold has stayed the same on this monthly logarithmic chart. This is the line that keeps the price of gold steady. Listen up, if the dollar keeps going down, gold will finally break through it. But I'm still of the opinion that gold will drop from this level back to 2500 before starting its next leg up to 3000. Okay. Also, that line of trend is a pretty big line of trend. It's from 1980. Since this is only the third hit, it makes sense that it would have some bite to it. It's not often that third hits become big hits. A slowdown or pause for a short time is common before that break to the upside. Alright, let's move on to silver now. We'll go back to our normal period now so we can look at the chart again. Yesterday, silver did make a small turnaround, which was a nice slowdown. It's slowly getting warmer today. I'm in the camp silver is going to roll over, so hit me here. The big move, the next big move to the upside comes after several trend line supports. If we can prove above this level, it's game on no matter what. It looks like you won't get the slowdown. This is what the charts will tell me. But for now, I'm going to accept resistance. A return to the breakout site, which is this trend line, would be the most likely outcome. Okay. Now, oil is still a bit of a problem for the markets, at least when it comes to the economy. Since the world needs oil, why isn't the price going up? You could say, okay, OPEC is going to bring more oil to the market. You could say this, but in the end, oil should be at least $75 to $80 a barrel, even if they added 100,000 or 200,000 barrels. This is because China is about to really start to ramp up and the US isn't going to go into recession. It's not though. It costs $67 a barrel. That's why I keep seeing this as a kind of yellow or red flag. That tells me, hey, let's check things out. There's something wrong with this. Let's wait and see where things settle down in the end. Watch that chart carefully. Here we are with natural gas today. Let's look at nat gas. Nat gas is trying to get back up. Can it get to this line of trend? Once more got close and then pulled back. Right now it's going up. This is big resistance around 295 again. That's where I'd add to my natural gas short positions and wait for the bigger drop. Okay guys, once more, Costco is the one that kind of had earnings this morning. In general, we're not seeing any big changes. I am looking at stocks in tech companies. They are getting a good bid here before the market opens. That's right, Nvidia is back to the flat line after being weak on the charts. As we can see from a few of these other charts, Meta is now going up a bit before the market opens. This is because the markets are getting a little juicy move, putting risk on back on the table before the open. Let's keep an eye on that important number for the SP today, the SPY. Do we end up there? I think we have a good chance of seeing those 6,000 levels if we do. The Bitcoin spot ETF now has a total net asset value of $61.21 billion. Spot Bitcoin ETF saw $494.27 billion, continuing a run of good news that began on September 19th. That's a